Hello, Los Angeles Lakers fans. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. Man, the NBA world just can't catch a break, can it? Rumors are swirling, whispers are growing louder, and this one has fans absolutely losing their minds. RUI HACHIMURA might be leaving the Los Angeles Lakers to join the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, you heard that right. The same HACHIMURA who became one of the most consistent and disciplined forwards for the Lakers could be packing his bags and heading to the Windy City. Now, nothing's official yet. It's still floating in that gray area of sources say and people close to the player believe. But you know how this league works. Where there's smoke, there's usually a blazing fire behind closed doors. It's the kind of rumor that shakes the balance of both conferences because RUI isn't just a role player anymore. He's proven he could be a solid two-way contributor. His physicality, mid-range confidence, and calm presence have been huge for LA, especially in moments when the stars fade. So, naturally, Lakers fans are freaking out, wondering if this could be another one of those moves that haunts the franchise. It's not just about talent. It's about chemistry, identity, and the Lakers' already fragile structure. Losing RUI could mean much more than losing points or a bounce. But here's where it gets interesting. The Chicago Bulls seem to be quietly, yet aggressively, rebuilding their culture, even if they're not calling it a rebuild outright. They've been lurking in the middle of the Eastern Conference, too good to tank and too flawed to contend. What they need is balance, and RUI could be that stabilizer. Think about it. DeMar DeRozan's future is uncertain. Zach LaVine's name constantly floats in trade rumors, and the front office is desperately trying to build something sustainable before everything collapses into mediocrity. HACHIMURA's game fits that need for steadiness. He's not flashy, but he's reliable. He plays both ends, and he brings a sense of discipline that Chicago's locker room could desperately use. There's talk that the Bulls are willing to move some pieces to make this happen. Perhaps a combination of role players and picks that could appeal to LA's management. If that's true, this isn't just a minor adjustment. It's a strategic shift. RUI could become a central piece in reshaping Chicago's identity, one that values fundamentals over star power. And if it happens, the Bulls might finally have found their next cornerstone after years of wandering through mediocrity. Of course, for the Lakers, this kind of move raises massive questions about their direction and long-term vision. The franchise has always been about big names and instant results, but lately, it's been clear that the formula isn't working the way it used to. RUI HACHIMURA was one of those rare mid-level guys who bought into the team's system without ego, providing consistency when stars like LeBron and AD were dealing with fatigue or minor injuries. Losing that reliability could force the Lakers to double down on their star dependency, and we've seen how dangerous that can be. What's more concerning is that this rumor doesn't seem random. Insiders have hinted that RUI has been slightly frustrated with his role, his minutes, and maybe even the lack of clear communication from the coaching staff. He's too professional to make noise publicly, but players talk, agents talk, and when that vibe hits the air, it's hard to ignore. If the Lakers can't promise him a bigger role, and the Bulls are offering him a chance to lead, who could blame him for considering a change? What's really fascinating here is the timing. The NBA offseason drama never really ends, but this rumor comes at a moment when the Bulls' front office has been unusually quiet. After missing out on big free agents, they've been scouring the market for underappreciated talent. Guys who can grow with the team instead of just filling seats. RUI fits that bill perfectly. He's entering the prime of his career, he's efficient, he's got playoff experience, and he's still hungry. Chicago fans have been begging for someone like that, a player who might not be a superstar, but who actually wants to play winning basketball. And let's be honest, after years of watching potential go to waste, Bulls fans would probably welcome RUI with open arms. The question now is what kind of deal could make this happen? The Lakers don't just give away valuable pieces, so the Bulls would have to put something real on the table. A pick? A young player? Maybe someone like Patrick Williams or Kobe White if things get serious. Whatever it takes, it feels like both sides have reasons to talk. Fans on social media are already going wild, creating mock trades, fake graphics, and highlight reels of RUI in a Red Bulls jersey. Some are excited, others are in denial, and a few think it's pure nonsense. But the buzz is undeniable. Whenever a story like this gains traction, you have to wonder who benefits from the leak. Is this a negotiation tactic? Is RUI's camp try to push the Lakers to give him a bigger role or extension? Or is this a legitimate step toward a trade that's already being discussed behind the scenes? The Bulls, for their part, could use this noise to gauge fan reaction before making a real move. The Lakers could be testing the market to see RUI's trade value. It's a chess game, plain and simple. And while nothing official has dropped yet, the longer this rumor hangs around, the more it feels like something's cooking. Where there's tension, there's usually truth hiding somewhere in the shadows. So what happens next? If RUI actually leaves, it's not just about one player switching jerseys. It's about two franchises redefining who they are. The Lakers would be losing a piece of their identity, that mix of youth and maturity they've been trying to balance. The Bulls, on the other hand, would be getting a shot of fresh energy, a player who could quietly shift their trajectory. And for RUI, it could mean the opportunity to become something more than just a role player. He's got the work ethic, he's got the international following, and he's got the quiet fire that Chicago fans love. If this rumor becomes reality, it could reshape both teams in ways we don't yet see. For now, though, all we can do is watch the smoke, listen to the whispers, and wait for someone, maybe a WOJ bomb or a Shams tweet, to drop the truth. Until then, it's all speculation, but it's the kind that keeps fans glued to their screens, hungry for the next twist in the story. The rumor mill hasn't stopped spinning since that first whisper hit the timeline. Every podcast, every sports talk show, every insider account seems to have a take on RUI HACHIMURA's possible move to Chicago. It's become the NBA's favorite what-if of the moment, the kind of storyline that captures both logic and fantasy. Because on paper, it actually makes a lot of sense, but emotionally for Lakers fans, it feels like a betrayal. RUI's chemistry with LeBron, his connection with AD, his poise under pressure, those things aren't easily replaced. Still, the business side of basketball has no mercy. Contracts expire, cap space tightens, and sometimes a move that feels wrong in the heart makes perfect sense on the balance sheet. The Lakers have always been a team that lives in the now, but even they have to start thinking about what's next. And if RUI isn't in their long-term vision, maybe the Bulls, desperate for a reliable foundation, are ready to take that leap. It's the perfect storm of timing, ambition, and quiet frustration meeting opportunity. What makes this rumor so juicy is how much both teams stand to gain or lose. For Chicago, acquiring RUI would signal a fresh direction, one rooted in development and discipline rather than star chasing. The Bulls have spent years trying to recreate the magic of their glory days, but that formula doesn't work anymore. The league has changed, and so have the expectations of fans. Adding RUI wouldn't be about headlines. It would be about structure. He's the kind of player that makes everyone around him better because he does the small things: defense, spacing, composure. Imagine him alongside a healthy Lonzo Ball, if that miracle ever happens, or playing off the ball with Zach LaVine. It could be something quietly powerful, a new identity forming from the ashes of inconsistency. For the Lakers, losing him might hurt in the short term, but if they can flip it into assets, draft picks, or rotational depth, it could actually open up flexibility. The rumor's weight comes from that delicate balance. Both sides could win, but both could also miscalculate badly. Behind the scenes, though, insiders say RUI's personality might be the real key to understanding all this. He's calm, soft-spoken, and deeply focused on improvement. He's not the type to stir drama or demand attention, which is exactly why this rumor feels so strange. But maybe that's the point. Players like him don't usually make noise unless something's been brewing for a while. Maybe he feels overlooked, overshadowed, or simply ready for a new challenge. Chicago offers something different, a chance to lead quietly, to be a building block rather than a background piece. It's a subtle but powerful motivation. If the Bulls are smart, they're already talking to his camp, showing him a vision where he's more than a third or fourth option. For RUI, it might be the perfect environment to grow. Less spotlight, more responsibility. And for fans who've watched his steady rise, that might actually be the move that finally unleashes his full potential. Social media detectives have been on the case, analyzing everything from his recent follows to cryptic Instagram captions. You know how it goes. One emoji, one post about change, and suddenly everyone's convinced of the sign. That's how modern NBA drama lives. Online, amplified by fans who treat every detail like a clue. And honestly, that's part of the fun. The NBA isn't just a league. It's a soap opera with sneakers. RUI's situation adds another chapter to that ongoing story. The memes, the speculation, the debates, it all feeds into this global conversation that never stops. And somewhere in the middle of it, there's a player quietly going through real decisions about his future. That contrast between the noise of the internet and the silence of personal reflection makes the story even more compelling. Everyone's talking, but RUI's just working, staying focused, maybe preparing for whatever comes next, whether it's in Los Angeles or Chicago. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the Bulls fan base, for their part, is buzzing with cautious optimism. They've been through enough heartbreak to know better than to get too excited too early. But still, there's something about this rumor that feels different. Maybe it's because RUI represents exactly what they've been missing: stability, effort, and quiet confidence. He's not there to steal the spotlight. He's there to steady the ship. For a team that's often one bad quarter away from unraveling, that's priceless. The front office knows it too. Even if the deal doesn't happen, just being linked to a player like RUI sends a message that the Bulls are serious about changing the culture. And that's a message fans have been waiting to hear for years. Whether it ends in a real trade or just another off-season myth, it sparks something: hope. And in Chicago, that's been in short supply lately. At the end of the day, every great NBA story has that blend of mystery, emotion, and timing, and this one checks all those boxes. RUI HACHIMURA to the Bulls. It sounds crazy, but it also sounds right, doesn't it? It's the kind of move that could redefine both franchises quietly, without fireworks, but with long-term impact. The Lakers might lose a reliable piece, but maybe it's time for both sides to evolve. The Bulls could gain a foundational player who finally bridges the gap between potential and performance. Whatever happens, one thing's certain: fans will remember this rumor. Whether it ends up being true or not, it's already written itself into the NBA's ongoing narrative, the kind of story that keeps us all hooked, refreshing our feeds, waiting for the next big update. Because in this league, the rumors are never just noise. They're the pulse of the game itself. Experts suggest that the ongoing tension has already begun to subtly influence game strategy, as coaching decisions may now factor in player preferences and chemistry concerns more heavily than before. Rumors indicate that Reeves' assertiveness has forced adjustments in lineup rotations, on-court responsibilities, and practice structures, illustrating how a single interpersonal conflict can cascade into tactical recalibrations. Analysts are closely monitoring performance data, highlighting instances where altered roles or misaligned decision-making could be linked to the ongoing friction. Fans, too, have embraced this narrative, dissecting every highlight and discussing theoretical scenarios where the Reeves-Connect dynamic might shift the outcome of high-stakes contests. Management faces a challenge in balancing transparency with discretion, recognizing that public acknowledgement of internal conflict could exacerbate tensions or attract unwelcome media scrutiny. Coaches reportedly aim to foster dialogue and compromise while avoiding punitive measures, understanding that both players' contributions are vital to the team's success. The rumor has transformed the Lakers' season narrative, with every play, practice, and public statement scrutinized through the lens of potential conflict resolution or escalation, creating a persistent undercurrent of intrigue that captivates fans, pundits, and rivals alike. This unfolding story exemplifies how professional sports teams navigate complex interpersonal dynamics while maintaining competitive performance, and how rumor, perception, and speculation can become inseparable from athletic reality, shaping the fan experience and public discourse in real time. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.